Gemini, December. Here we go, Gemini. This is your full moon month, okay? This is all about you this month. You are shining brightly with a 23-degree full moon on December 15th. Now, it's really interesting how this lines up because Mercury retrograde ends on the 15th. Mercury is your ruling planet. So as Mercury retrograde ends, we peak into this full moon and then Mercury goes direct. Okay, so I would advise you to kind of take it easy the beginning of the month as your planet, your ruling planet finishes its retrograde period. You're going to get a lot of clarity, Gemini, okay? Because the Mercury retrograde brought us back in time to November 7th. So now so once it goes direct, it goes back over for the third time, everything that's been happening since November 7th. So you're going to have clarity. You're going to be able to understand things more. I think you're going to feel refreshed. Okay. Refreshed is the word that I keep getting here for you, Gemini, and I think you'll like it. Now, remember, Jupiter's in your sign, the planet of luck, blessings, expansion, and Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is your opposite, which is across from you. And in a full moon, you have the sun in Sagittarius and you have the moon in Gemini. So it's interesting how you have like these opposites going on here with Sagittarius. And I don't know, I know a lot of astrologers say like opposites don't work love-wise, but from personal experience, I think Sagittarius and Gemini are very, very compatible. You're opposites. So yes, it would be nice if the person you're with has other compatible ways in your chart, like maybe your Venus and there's compatibility, but the opposites do have a way of completing each other, okay? So we've got Jupiter across from you, just all this activity. It just feels good to me. And it feels like, all together, it's going to bring in the whole picture, okay? So you've got Jupiter, the planet of luck and blessings, in your sign till spring, so take advantage of it. Now, yes, does it make things bigger? Yes, it does. Can it make you overthink? Sure can. But allow the blessings to come in. And so envision that happening, okay? The things that you're trying to accomplish, envision them growing. Now, there's a lot of love energy for you this month, Gemini, because once we get to December 7th, Venus will move into the air sign of Aquarius. You're an air sign, Gemini. So it's going to be making that triangle, those triangle aspects, those trines that everybody wants, right? Everybody in astrology wants the trines because they're smoother energy. So you're going to have a trine not only with Venus, but you're going to have a trine with Pluto, which just moved into Aquarius. Now, Pluto rules sex and Venus rules relationships, okay? So after 12/7, things start to lighten up for you. And then after 12/15, things really get moving for you. Now, I know Mars will be in retrograde. And so there is some things to think about like not pushing forward. The retrograde period is a time to kind of do the opposite, to kind of slow down. So maybe you're someone that's always pursuing love or chasing love. And maybe this is a time where you really like step back and look and like really have a conversation with yourself about what it is that would actually make you happy, okay? But there is a lot of love in the air with Venus trining Jupiter this month, okay? So kind of a lot of like back and forth, but that's what a full moon is, right? One side, opposition. But I see a lot of positive vibes for you. Now, the word refresh kept coming to mind, and then I did this pre-reading, and it really solidified the refreshed feeling because the first card that I got was this Tulsi card, this awakening card in the Herbal Tarot. And Tulsi is holy basil, and it's a plant that's worshipped in India, okay? Now, this is judgment, and this is card number 20, which is all about relationships and kind of laying old things to rest and being free of it, okay? So there's an awakening and there is a refreshment, a revitalizing. So Tulsi, not an herbalist, check with your own doctor, but Tulsi is a very commonly used plant. We sell it in our shop in Kent, Connecticut for revitalization, okay? And so here you are awakening and revitalizing, all right? This is your pre-reading. Now, your next card that I picked was the Fool card. And in this Yuletide tarot deck, the Fool is the child, okay? And the child is looking at the chimney waiting for Santa to come down it. He believes there's a lot of magical energy here. And the Fool card is all about a new adventure. This is Aquarius energy. And we know we have not only Pluto entering Aquarius, where it'll be for the next 20 years, but we have Venus entering Aquarius this month, which won't stay very long, just for a few weeks, but it's kind of an exciting time because Venus in Aquarius kind of does what it wants. You know, when I see somebody has Venus in Aquarius in their chart, when I'm giving them a reading, their love life probably doesn't look traditional, because Aquarius is going to live the way they want to live. They want to feel free. They do things differently. Okay. So there may be some different energy this month. Maybe, you know, if you are single, you're dating someone who you wouldn't normally be your type, or maybe you are spending a lot of time with a friend that you really have a lot of care for, because Aquarius rules friends. And sometimes Venus in Aquarius will make us look at our relationship with our friends and decide if there is more. Okay. Now, your third card in the pre-reading is the Five of Good Cheer, which is the Five of Cups here in the Yuletide Tarot. And, you know, he's looking at the broken glasses there, but he's not noticing those two cups in the background that are waiting. And so with the Two of Cups being referenced in the background, we already know that we had a 2 with card number 20, because in numerology, that's what we would call a 2. A 20 is a 2. So there's something here, there's a relationship here that may have been kind of lingering around. But I get this a couple ways. I get that there's like an awakening of your inner child. There's an awakening of what actually is playful, what works for you. There's an awakening of that magic feeling where you start to remember the magic that you believed in as a kid, or seeing the magic of life again. And so I know you have to cry over the glasses that are spilled. Maybe there was a relationship that broke up. Maybe there was some friendships that broke up. But there is still a lot of love that's waiting for you. And it's your own self-love, and it can be new love that's coming in. But let me tell you, you got to get clear on your own self-love before that new love comes in, or you're going to just end up with what you had before. Okay, so this is giving you a chance to break cycles, to end the old. My attention goes to the prayer what are they called? Mandala beads or prayer beads here. And so there's really some deep spiritual work that's been happening in order to bring in what it is that you want. Okay, Gemini, you're ready for this. Now that's your pre-reading. Let's do a live reading now. I haven't looked at any of these cards yet. Let's see what else you need to know this month. I'm really digging this Yuletide Tarot. And the first card that I pick, I don't know if I can pronounce it. It says Sinterklaas, but it's the Hierophant. Okay, so there's some kind of religious figure there, but he looks like he's like really connected to nature. Okay, so I want to read more about him, but he almost feels like church is nature. All right, so there's a change because it's a 5, and then there's a change. I really get that you're magic and wonder, the wonder of nature, the magic that you felt as a kid, your ideas of what your higher power are being reconnected. Okay, so there's a reconnection with nature, reconnection to the magic. I really like that. And I like that it's card number 5 because it's showing me that change is coming in. Okay, now let's see what else we need to know here. I've got the Holy King, who is the Hermit. Okay, so you got 2 major arcanas so far, and then in the pre-reading you had Awakening, which is another major arcana. These are the stronger cards of the tarot deck. These are the life lessons. These are the ones that if we don't get it the first time, it just keeps repeating, okay? So the Holy King or the Hermit here, he's your inner guide, And he wants you to pay attention to your inner voice to guide you forward, okay? So there's some major lessons here that you're learning. Let's see, we're gonna go, I'm gonna switch decks here and go to the herbal and give you one more card here. See what else Gemini needs to know this month. And let's see what we got here. Okay, we've got the Nine of Air, the pomegranate. Okay, so this is the Nine of Swords. This is, this is a lot of thinking. This is a lot of pain. But we can see the beauty of the pomegranate inside. There's a great gift. So, I've been saying lately, kind of inspired by my daughter who writes music and singer-songwriter, and she wrote this line of a song about how if I could do it all again, I'd keep the pain. And I was really shocked to hear that when I heard it. I was like, you would keep the pain, huh? And she's like, yeah, that's where I've learned about myself. That's how I've grown. That's how I am who I am today. And I've started to embrace that a little bit more about my own pain, because sometimes you think your weakness is in the pain, or we try to avoid the pain. But no, our power is in the pain. And so this is what this reminds me of, okay? There's power here, and we have to almost open it and see what's going on and understand ourselves more so that we can move forward and really appreciate this gift of life, okay? All right, so that's your pre-reading, that's your live reading. Now let's go week by week. We're going to use these cute little golden Art Nouveau minis, which I love. I think I just love I love doll houses. I love mini things. So mini tarot decks are really cute. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Week by week, we actually have 5 weeks this month. So we're going to go with 5 cards here for you. Haven't looked at any of these yet. Let's see what you need to know. Week 1. Now, week 1, remember, Mercury will still be in retrograde. Okay, so it's kind of that review period, reevaluating, reassessing. And you've got the 6 of Pentacles here. So it looks like there's some kind of financial transaction going on, okay? But you know that Mercury retrograde isn't a great time to be making major purchases or making major decisions, but there's some kind of issue about money and balance, okay? Or giving people what they want. There's something there for you on week 1. Week 2, so week 2 would be, by the end of week 2, Mercury retrograde would be ending. Here's the Devil card, okay? Now, nothing to be alarmed of with the Devil card. The Devil card is about who's got your power, what's being kept in the dark, what's controlling you, okay? And the Devil card is ruled by Saturn, and sometimes it has themes of, sometimes it has work themes, but sometimes it has love themes, because look there's the Lovers in front of the Devil. And we always see the Lovers, some reference to the Lovers in front of the Devil card. So there's something here. Maybe there's some relationship that has your power here. This is card number 20 that it's coming underneath, that Awakening Tulsi card. And so you're being awakened to who's got your power, who's tapping it, right? And we see with the first card, 6 of Pentacles, there's take, right? There's almost like it's more about like someone's giving, and I don't see a lot of reciprocalness. Someone's just taking. Then you've got the Devil there, like there's power being taken from you, okay? So you really want to take a look at that. That is week 2. And so by that end of that week, you'll be out of Mercury retrograde. Things will start moving forward. But I do find that during a Mercury retrograde, you know how it's associated with all the words like redo, renegotiate, reevaluate, but it's also got the word reveal. And I think a lot of information gets revealed to us. Now, week 3, here's the 8 of Cups, walking away from something, okay? There's an eclipse going on in the background, and there's a walking away from something. Now, there's 8 cups there of emotion, okay? So it could be that you're walking away from some kind of, some emotions that aren't working for you, but there's something about the act of leaving, okay? Now, week 4, this is Thanksgiving week, okay? And No, not Thanksgiving week. Sorry. Why do I keep thinking it's November? This is Christmas week. Christmas week, we have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving forward. It looks like maybe you're traveling for Christmas, but you're definitely like moving forward from some of the thoughts that have been binding you. Okay. It's coming in under this Five of Good Cheer, that you're moving forward from these emotions that were holding you down. You're really starting to get in touch with your own self and move forward, okay? Now, it's interesting because we had a 6. Then the Devil card is card number 15, which in numerology, we take 1 and 5 and add it. So you've got another 6, followed by an 8, which is the number of 2024. So it shows me 2024 equals 8. So it shows me present time. Then you got another 6. 6 is a forward movement number, so I'm happy to see that there. Now for New Year's week, you have the Knight of Cups, okay? So the Knight of Cups is delivering the cup of emotional satisfaction. So I do think that you're going to receive some clarity. I do think that you're going to have a better understanding of yourself, and you have an opportunity here to get your power back and stop giving it to others. I get a feeling that this has been a repetitive behavior for you. Let's see here. I just wanted to get a clarity card, and the clarity card is the King of Canes, and Canes is air. So this is King of Swords. So this is actually you, Gemini. This is you as a king of swords. He looks like he has a lot on his mind. He actually, when I first looked at him, I thought that he was standing in front of like a tombstone, at a cemetery, because he looks like he's grieving. Okay, that was the first thought that came to mind to me. So there's something here. You're moving on. You have to grieve the loss. You cannot just go in and replace these old relationships with new ones, or you're going to repeat the same thing. You have to look at it. It's almost like cutting open this pomegranate. And even though it's messy, and pomegranates can stain clothes and all that, it's messy, but it needs to be opened up and looked at and reviewed. So you could do a deep dive into therapy or deep dive into your own internal voice. It'd be great to be journaling right now, especially through the retrograde. And remember, the retrograde started the end of November. So I think it was November 25th, and then it went through to December 15th. So remember, Mercury was moving along. It got to November 25th, and Mercury's the planet of communication. Mercury's the planet of roadways, a delivery of information. Mercury rules merchants, and Mercury is the mind. It's communication. Okay, so Mercury is moving along. It gets to November 25th, and then it retrogrades. Now, I know the planet doesn't technically move backwards, but it's an optical illusion from Earth. But in astrology, we go backwards in degrees. So you go from November 25th backwards. The energy moves all the way back to November 7th. Then Mercury goes direct on December 15th, and it comes back over and gives you the final swoop. So you had 3 times over the same ground, okay? So by the end, you get clarity, and you may have some sadness to deal with, and I would take something of this ex, or, because I keep getting ex, relationship, could even be friendship. Take a picture, burn it over the toilet, flush it down the drain, do something to give yourself proper closure so you can move on. Go through the grieving process and make room for new, because you have a really big opportunity right now to love yourself a lot and make room for new things, new wonderful relationships, new great ways to speak to yourself, okay? All right, so that is your reading. I'm going to move these cards out of here, and we're going to just throw some charms, and I got this huge charm bowl here, and we're going to throw some charms onto the calendar here, and we're going to roll some dice, and we're going to see what comes through. Don't overthink it. We're just looking for names or initials or anything that has meaning to you, okay? And I'm going to roll this dice, and we've got the South Node in the sign of Cancer in the 6th house. Okay, so the South Node is the past. It's the old. It's the cup full of the past. In the sign of Cancer, which is like this watery, nurturing, loving sign. In the 6th house, which is Virgo's house. Virgo has to do with service versus servitude. It has to do with health and wellness. So there's something here about the past ways that you've been nurturing yourself, and it's asking you to step up and show up. Okay, now let's see. We've got, what letters do we have here? We have, let me flip them all over. And like I said, don't overthink it. Just see if anything jumps out to you. Okay, so on the 3rd of December, I have the word okay. All right. On the 5th, I have a purple heart, and this is like a princess or something, a woman in a long dress. Okay, I've got the word where on December 7th. So where are you going? What do you want to be doing December 7th? We've got, this is like the hair off of like a little man figure, and it looks like it came in around Friday the 13th, okay? I've got the letter I on the 14th. I have the letter I and L, 18th and 19th. There's a lot of energy here between the 18th and 19th of December. You got a little elephant. Elephant remembers. We've got the LI. It could be Long Island. It could be Illinois, right? I've got the word Y on the 21st of December, along with the letters P and Y, okay? So see if that's anybody's initials for you. I've got the initials RO on the 24th. Those are my initials. And this, what does this say? This says chocolate? No, cheerleader. Cheerleader and a moose. All on the 24th. That's Christmas Eve. So you've got so it's either the word or it's initials. And you have a cheerleader and a moose there on the 24th. Really chock full of energy. The 25th, you have this little tiny little spoon and the letter E. And on the 26th, you have the letter P. So EP, I guess, maybe music reference. You've got a ice skate on the 27th. And on the 1st, December 1st, you have the word part and a little cactus here with a dragon on the 2nd. Okay, so it looks like there's a lot of energy like midweek. Well, first of all, the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, you should probably stay busy going somewhere. You've got energy on the first 3 weekends, where the last weekend, the 28th, is a little bit more quiet. A lot of energy there between the 18th, 19th, 21st, 24th, 25th, 26th, okay? Now, let's see what the dice give us for dates. So you've got the sign Cancer and you've got the sign Virgo. And so let's see some power days for you. We know that the moon moves into Cancer right after the full moon on Sunday the 15th. So right at 2:21 p.m. on Sunday the 15th through Monday the 16th through Tuesday the 17th until 6:39 p.m. Those are power times for you. With the moon in Cancer, that might be a really good time to rest. There's not a lot of activity on the calendar here, and water signs need rest. So that might be a really good time to catch up with that if you can. Now you've got the sign Virgo. The moon moves into Virgo on Friday the 20th at 2:37 a.m. through the 21st, where you had a lot of activity on the 21st. That's Yule, that's winter solstice. That's when the sun moves into Capricorn. And then all the way into Sunday the 22nd until about 2:08 p.m. These are power times for you, Gemini. Your reading came through very strong, that you've got this, that you're going through a breakthrough right now. So just keep moving forward. The past is not where the answers lie. Trust your body, trust feeling, mourn a little, and move forward. Thanks for joining me.